Giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAKHAKWADASH, the bonus to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to the doctrine that's out there pushing the sincerity and the truth and the sound doctrine. It's going to be a really quick video off of, well, I've seen recent videos of brothers posting, videos off of other people's videos talking about the Bible is not, an average person is absolutely clueless about the Bible and and stuff like that. If you're doing videos like that, then you are too, and you already know that a lot of the things that these people say about the Bible proves that they're clueless too. A ton of people, 99% of the people on the planet are clueless about the Bible. That's just what it is. That one percentage, 144,000 and one third, they say 2%, right? 2%, I guess, right? Which is only Israelites, right? So the rest don't matter. Okay, that's one major thing that everybody is clueless about is that it's only for the Israelites. That's our fight, main fight with Christianity and anybody that picks up the Bible. It's only for Israelites. So everybody is clueless about that. So, but the point of this video is they're supposed to be, right? You got people in the world talking about, oh, these people are clueless about the Bible and things like that. And like I said, I would play the video, but for whatever reason I cannot find it. I didn't even click on it before starting the recording. But it is what it is, man. The Lord ain't want it to pop up for me again. It'll probably pop up later. So we're here to tell you that people are supposed to be clueless. Okay, we were clueless, right? Why? Because one major word, and I'm going to get that word in a second. But let's get this Isaiah chapter 29, and I want to say verse 10. Yeah, let's start at verse 10. Right. It says, "For the Lord have poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep." Okay, deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, have he covered. Now I'm going to get this word. Um, okay, sleep. Okay, sleep, deep sleep train. Let's get it in the in this other app that I like. Okay, and I'm sure you just saw the word that we was going to get. We're going to get the word mystery. Okay. Okay, it says to be or fall asleep. Okay. Let's see here. Be slack. Okay. Languid. Okay, there we go. What is that? First time hearing about that word. Languid. Oh, here we go. Yep. Faint. Listless. Okay. Weakness. Fatigue. Yeah, you're tired. It says, or want of energy, right? To be weak, be fatigued, faint. Okay. So, as soon as I said tired, right? Anyway, um, so there's another one, that's has something to do with sex, right? Like you sleep with a woman, right? Um, to rest in is a grave. So when you're sleeping, you're pretty much, you know, you're lacking pretty much everything when you're asleep. All right. That's why when you lack understanding, we'll say, well, you're just asleep. You don't understand. Okay. You're just out of it. You're not there. You sleep. Okay. So this is a really good word here. Languid. That was a really good one, right? Or languid. Yeah, that's a really good one. So yeah, we got that, right? So Israel is under a deep sleep, man. Okay. Oh, and another word for that was probably even closer was trains, right? You're under a trains, right? So let's get that word real quick, right? A trance, okay. Half conscious. So this is even more closer to what we're talking about here, okay? Because you got sleep and then you got sleep, and that's the problem with language. Oh, and then you got sleep, and that's the problem with the English language. So like, that's what I'm going to say. That's the problem with the English language. So we got three sort of definitions of sleep. You got sleep when it comes to sex, right? You got sleep when it comes to, you just being asleep, that up dreaming in the days or whatever. And then you got sleep that's equivalent to being in a trance, right? You are half conscious, which those two kind of go hand in hand. But when you look at them in a different fashion, again, it's probably English language. Okay. Fainting from extreme dread or suspense. Okay. It says fainting from extreme dread or suspense. And this is why I put that third definition of sleep into more so of this one. Because you ain't gonna go to sleep with be, from, extreme dread or stress. You know what I mean? Or suspense. Right? That's something that'll keep you awake. That's something that'll, you know what I mean? That'll like, you know what I mean? Like not you falling asleep, but as in, regularly falling asleep, but you may pass out or something like that. You're in a trance or, you know what I'm saying? You're just like out of it, like, oh wow, like what's going on here? Like sleep paralysis. That's a type of trance, right? It says also have conscience or insensible condition from illness or injury. Okay. So again, this is why I put that third definition in another sort of category of sleep. Okay. It says to die or pass on. Right. Kind of like, yeah, he slept. They would put a ruler, like a king. When you read all throughout the Bibles, they'll say he's going to sleep with his fathers. Right. He's going to lie down with his fathers. He's being buried with his fathers. Right. So it says be changed or transformed. Okay. Transgressed, summarized. Okay. So quite a few different definitions of this word trans, which is a synonym to sleep. You got to think, why look at this definition and what this has to say, and then go back and look at sleep. Why is sleep, as this is being used, why is trans, right, used in sleep, and this definition of sleep, which means what? It's the spirit of Israel is under a deep sleep. They're under a trance. They're under a spell. They're half conscious. They're not there, right? And that's why I like to use. That's why I'm glad I used this one more so, or looked into this one more. All right, half conscious or insensible condition. Right. Let's get this word insensible. Lacking the power to feel with senses, numb, dazed. Okay, there we go. Void of feeling, right? Void of understanding, right? So they're insensible. They don't know what's going on around them. They're asleep. Talk about your people. The average person is clueless about the Bible. That the person that's not so average is still clueless about the Bible. These Bible scholars and all this stuff, man, they're clueless about the Bible, right? So let's go back to the scripture, right? It's verse 11. It says the vision. It says and the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed. Right. These words that are being spoken unto you is a book these are words that are coming from a book that's sealed to your understanding. Right. So when we say, and it could be something that's plain, come out as plain, and you understand what I'm saying, but you really don't understand it. When we say, the man is over the woman, the man is the head of household, which is really a shame that we have to sit up there and say that. That's how much we have devolved, right, as a people, as really humans, really, because this was just human nature in general. But now it's all backwards. But we say that, and look at the reaction of the people. I'm talking about men and women. Look at the reaction. You got a lot of men that speak against that. You come from your mother. You this. First of all, why is she my mother in the first place, man? Right? Why is that my mother in the first place? Right? My father's going to be my father, whoever he is. My father is not my mother. It's like my father is not my father because of my mother. If you get what I'm saying, let's look at this scientifically. What does the woman have? What does that man have? The man has the XY. She's a woman because her father, right? So she is my mother in the first place because my father implanted his seed, which was me, into that woman. My father is going to be my father, whoever he is, but you can have different mothers, right? But your father is your father. These days, you say you got a different father. No, not because you've been passed around to whoever, right? As a child, but your father, wherever you come from, is going to be your father, man. So that mother is my mother because of my father. She is a woman because of a man, right? A man is a man because of a man. The XY. Come on, man. What does the woman have? This just simple science, right? So that alone is just one big seal. Okay, that whole man woman thing. Another big seal is the mark of the beast. Revelation 13. Israelite camps have that. Another huge seal is the name. I've seen Elder Manat Zabah, he did a video off of the IUIC, these AI videos that they're making now, right? And they put the Black Messiah, they put Christ, they put Jesus, yeah, all those names. The name. That's another huge seal. One of the biggest seals is this thing is only for the Israelites, as I mentioned earlier. So it's a couple of things, but it's spoken out as plain as day, as if, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't like it, but they know they don't like it, but they know what we're saying. That's why they have a problem with it. But they don't. But it's a seal. They don't understand. So it's only but so much you can tell them, right? After a while, you gotta just say the hell with it. I can't tell you nothing, man. I can't tell you a damn thing, right? So, and the vision of all is become unto you, so I can come unto you as the words of a book that is sealed. Okay, so it says, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. I cannot because it is sealed. I can't. One of them little books with the like diaries, one of the little books with the little key locks, right? You know what I mean? So it's like one of those situations. You don't have the key to unlock it, right? You got it. You got the book, sure, but you don't have the key to unlock and look at all of its content. You know what I'm saying? All of its contents, right? Isaiah 29:12, it says, and the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned. All right. So let's get that word mystery. That was the main point of this video. Videos can go wherever they go, it just happens, right? So in a theological sense, religious truth, right, via divine relation, okay? So like a divine revelation. Hidden spiritual significance, mystical truth, okay? So hidden spiritual significance, secret, mystery, hidden. I want to see what it says in here. I think, oh no, it doesn't even say mystery. Well, one of the other scriptures, will say it, but it's not used there. I like using going into the definition of how it's used in that verse, right? That's very important. Okay. So secret rite, secret worship. Let's get this word secret. So when you look at a mystery is something that's not very known. Okay. Clearly, I mean, I'm. That's a common word. Okay. But we use it. Some of them common words is something that we use every day, and we don't really think deeper on it as to why is this. This is such a mystery. Like what? Why can nobody when you first come into this thing, these are questions that you have. Like, you try to wake up your family members and stuff like that. This is a mystery, okay? And an abundance of people are not going to get it. And that's, you got to really understand that. That's very important. An abundance of people are just not going to get it. It's a mystery. It's something that's hidden, okay? You got to discover it, okay? Let's get this word secret. Okay, yeah. That which is hidden from human understanding. So this what we are speaking, this is beyond regular human understanding. This is why people look at us like we're crazy. This is why people call us hate groups and stuff like that. This is beyond human understanding. This whole man woman thing and the whole manosphere thing. This is why the manosphere they don't do it like we do. Okay, that whole red pill blue pill crap, right? That red pill guys don't do it like we do. Okay, this is something that comes straight from the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. And this is why we always say that these are not our words. This is the word of the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. We do not take credit for none of this that we speak, man. All of this is why we always say we had a 100% truth. It's coming from the Lord. It's coming from the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. And if you all had that same mindset, y'all should be saying that you got the 100% truth. Do you believe? Why are we the only camp? Why are we the only group saying that we have 100% truth? Right? That's a problem on your end. You should say that because you believe that, or I may have to question: do you believe that what you're saying is coming from the Lord, or is this coming from you? And based upon your answer, and it made sense why you're saying that why you're not saying you had a 100% truth. We say it because we know that we getting this knowledge from the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Okay? But we don't sugarcoat anything. Right? We know what we're preaching. And what's crazy is AI will tell you about Great Millstone. Because they learn and we on the internet. They know. Right? So yes, we do have the 100% truth. Because we know what we're talking about. We know that this is coming from the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. And we don't care who has a problem with it. This mystery, and that's one big mystery, right? To sit up there and say that you had a 100% truth make you probably seem arrogant. And really, no, I will respect anybody that really says that. I'll say, hey, look, respect to you. Your doctrine may be off, but respect to you. You really believe in what you're talking about. You really do believe in what you're talking about. Some form of respect gotta be given. No respect to persons, and like I said, your doctrine is full of crap, but respect on that aspect that you really believe what you're talking about. But this thing is a mystery, man. Secret. It's secretive. It's secretive. Don't cast your pearls before swine and stuff like that. That's really talking about the congregation, right? Matthew 13:9. It's given to you to. Oh, that's a good one. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm so shocked I didn't even think of that sooner. I am really shocked I didn't think about that sooner. Matthew 13:9. This is the words of Lord YAHAWASHI, man. 13:10. And the disciples came and said unto him, right? Why speakest thou unto them in parables? And it says, he answered and said unto them, because it is given to you, okay, to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. But to them it is not given. Now I want to get this word mysteries. I wonder if it's going to pop up anything. Some of these definitions don't, because it's kind of self-explanatory. Whoa, I did not know it was going to pop up all of this. Okay. Hidden thing. What do we just read in here? Okay. It is hidden. Something that is secret. A mystery. Generally mysteries, religious secrets confided only, right? To the initiated and not to ordinary mortals. This is why that definition of secret said what? Let's get that again, okay? That which is hidden from human understanding, right? The average person, okay? A hidden or secret thing not obvious to the understanding. So it's not meant to be obvious. This is why we always say, the scriptures say to study to show yourself approved. The Lord let it's definitely not obvious now because the Lord allowed people over time to tamper with the Bible. The Bible has been tampered with. This is when you have to, and the Lord allowed that to be even more of a mystery. It's not going to just be thrown in your face, man. All right. This is why we always say, brothers, us, we have got to study, man. We warn newer brothers that you must study. You have to study, man. Okay? Because it's not obvious. It's not going to just be thrown right in front of you, man. Okay? That's why it's BS when people come out, oh, the Lord told me, the Lord came to me and told me. The Lord ain't going to make things just simple and plain for you, man. Okay? It don't work like that. It never has. Okay? It says a hidden purpose. There we go. What did I just now say? The Lord ain't going to make things just plain and simple for you, man. Right? It may be plain to us. We see this stuff now, especially now that all this information is coming out. So yeah, I guess now the Lord is really making it plain. Okay? Right? But there are a lot of things that's still a mystery. The things that you people have a problem with Hebrew Israelites about, right? Secret will, okay, it says of men of God, the secret counsels with the righteous. Yeah. It says which are hidden from from the ungodly wicked man, but plain to the godly. This is what I just now said. I didn't even look at that. That's what I just now said. So when you let's say you look at a movie, right? We recently watched that Superman movie. If you notice, like all throughout that movie, we was like, well, that represents this, that represents order out of chaos, that represents that, that represents that. It is so plain to us. But if you would have asked everybody in that theater, right? If you would have asked everybody in there, what did you get out of that? What was symbolic about that movie, right? What did you see that prophesied something? You know what I mean? Or or if you point out a certain scene, what did that symbolize? Right? Like Superman argued with his wife. We saw right through that, man. That's clear as day. But the average people be like, well, this is it. You know what I mean? The media. But on every single Superman movie, there's something that is very important, right? And that's the media. It's either when the media turned on Superman, he was all depressed. It pretty much ruined his life. When it turns on Lex Luthor, it ruins his life. So the media, Superman, when you look at every Superman movie, the main so-called main character really is that damn media, is the people. Right? It's the main character. Right? So of OT. So there we go. There's one more scripture that I wanted, I think, here. Matthew 7:13. It says, enter ye at the gate. It says, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. It says, and many there be which go in thereat, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. It's a mystery, and that's equivalent to a straight gate. This also says it in Second Ezra, I want to say 7. I think Second Ezra 7 talks about the straight gate. I can't remember, where it says so narrow that only one person could go in at a time. You got fire on the one hand, water on the other hand. right? It's very narrow because this thing is a mystery. Not everybody's meant to understand. This is why. Do you know the percentage of two thirds of Israel, right? Two thirds. You do the math. That's 99%. That's why I said that 1%, right? It's 99%. Most of Israel is not going to get it, man. Most of your family members ain't going to get it. It's a very small amount of number. I mean, very small amount of people, man. Right? So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, man. Yeah, it's not meant for the average person to get. This thing's a mystery. Okay, so giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Shalom.